What's up, nerds? Thank you for joining us for this special preview episode of episode 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Jerry, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, it's a little late.
Just living the dream, all of us here. Well, speaking of late, tomorrow is going to be a late night because we're going to be staying up to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5. Before we get into a little bit of a preview, couple of reminders. Number one, we are still giving away this Baron Zemo Funko Pop at the conclusion of this season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is coming up pretty soon.
More weeks.
That's right. To be entered to win, all you have to do is subscribe, like, follow us on social media at We Them Nerds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe, and we'll love you forever.
Leave a little comment below.
Yes, please comment below. We like to see those comments. Episode 5 is being hyped kind of heavily. Why?
Supposedly we're going to get some MCU character that has not been seen in any MCU movie or TV show before. That is going to be that's supposed to be groundbreaking. They said that this person did this stellar job that is just going to blow everybody away. And so this person is not currently attached to any film that's coming out. And they are leaning heavily on the idea that it's supposed to be a blonde woman. So I guess we'll see.
I wonder if this could be Jessica Drew. She's not blonde, but they could retcon it.
I was thinking, if you're talking about Nancy Drew, I was like, I don't know if they need to solve, but they need to solve mysteries, but I don't know if that's how they want to go about it. Kind of sidelines Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'll take this from here, boys.
I've got this. I'm used to working with the Hardy Boys. I don't know. I keep hearing that it's this heavily hyped character, and that it's supposed to be like a good quality actress or actor. I don't know. I have no idea. But what I do know,
from what I've heard, is that this was done. So when the reshoots and the production started back up in Atlanta, this is when this person supposedly was brought into their scenes. So it's something that was done recently, which a lot of around the rumors on the street is that Marvel had to make a lot of drastic changes to their storyline pretty quickly because of closely their original plans followed what was actually happening in the world at the time. So.
Right. Yeah. I was not familiar with this until Jerry told me about it, that a lot of their original plans for this season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier focused on a deadly pandemic virus that gets released by a supervillain. Yikes.
Yeah, I've seen on other channels where they've mentioned that the first scene that you see the Flag Smashers, they are stealing out of the truck. They're not stealing super serum. They're stealing vaccines.
Right.
So it actually says it on the side of the box because, all vaccines say that. Like Johnson & Johnson. Again, you don't want to open it up and you just find out that it's a box full of, Lay's potato chips from Amazon.
I wouldn't be mad.
It's not my worst day.
Right.
But I'd rather be vaccinated while I eat them.
Fair enough. So, well, here's what we do know. We know that at the end of episode 4, we saw John Walker, aka the new Captain America, lose his absolute ever-loving mind and completely obliterate one of the Flag Smashers with Cap's shield. What do you see in terms of consequences for him moving forward? Are there any?
I mean, in America, it's questionable. I think that I wonder how the government will decide to spin it because of the idea that they've already put this idea into making him the new Captain America. I don't know if he'll end up going rogue. I think that's probably what the more than likely the chances that you have of what's going to happen in the next couple episodes and that are the next. I would assume that whole storyline has to get wrapped up, probably within episode 5 because of the fact that we still don't know who the power broker is or trying to find out where these super serums are and everything else that's going around. So, and we only have 2 episodes left. So, I would assume that it's not going to end well for him. He's probably going to go rogue, and then hopefully that's how we get the shields who should be holding it.
Right. We had a pretty big death in the last episode. Battlestar met his untimely end, which is what prompted John Walker to go on his little beating frenzy. Maybe that's how they're going to kind of spin it to the public. Like, he just watched this man murder his best friend, and he, had a lapse in judgment, but he's still super cool and American. Yay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that I would hope that it's and is that here on out he's going rogue. I think that more things, even with that was very telling of the person that he is compared to who the original Captain America was. I still think that most people just care about where Zemo's at. I think that if you had to put a graph up of who's interested in finding out our justice for the Flag Smasher that got decapitated, or where's Zemo dancing now, I'm pretty sure people are going with what club's Zemo at.
Yeah. For me, my interest level at this point is John Walker, dancing Zemo, Dora Milaje beating people up.
Yeah. Really, the Dora Milaje are, which I'm just going to take a shot out in the dark and say that's how you say it, is I believe they are the breakout stars in the series.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see Ao or Io. I want to see more of her kind of leading this team. And I would guess that when Ryan Coogler's Wakanda anthology series happens, we're going to.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it would be amazing for them to do although I love the character they have cast as Ao or whatever her name is, because she's intimidating. We've seen her now for so many movies. She's been in 4 movies now on a whole TV series, and her presence is demanding. But I would love the idea of almost using like a Red Room version of the group to show them how they choose these warriors to become, this bodyguard group. Like maybe like you even see like side missions that they go on. Like she says, wherever the Dora Milaje is at, is they have jurisdiction wherever they're at. If I said I have jurisdiction, I got jurisdiction. So the idea that you can just have these like these warrior ladies like running around just beating people up is, I think, it would be an amazing series. Also, fun fact, she was also a warrior on Wonder Woman.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Just kicking ass all over the place.
Yeah. A little bit typecast. Maybe we should see her in a romantic comedy next.
Maybe
her and Bucky are going to be in a romantic comedy next.
I don't know. I think he's hasn't got over the loss of that arm falling off.
He's like, did you just take my arm off? So good. So, like you said, Zemo is off somewhere. We don't know where. That's something that we have to wrap up here in the next couple episodes.
Soon we're going to see Zemo in Sokovia because we've seen that flash of him in front of that memorial. So I'm guessing that we will see him there.
That's right. So we only have, like you said, 2 episodes left, right? So we assume that I shouldn't say we assume, I assume we're going to see Sam with the shield before the end of the season. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I would almost say that there's a possibility we see Sam with the shield before the end of tomorrow's episode.
Could be. It's a long one, right?
Tomorrow is 61 minutes, I believe. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Of course, 19 minutes of that is credits.
Yeah. And then like another 35 minutes of us reading into the credits.
Right. Yes. Just fast forwarding through. Was that something? Was that no?
Any credit?
Okay.
No. Oh, okay.
No. Just preview of the next episode. So gotta find Zemo. We gotta find out what's going on with the power broker situation and see if that ties into Sharon Carter's story. And if it doesn't, we need to see what ends up with Sharon Carter's story. We need to see what.
I feel like if Sharon Carter is the power broker, that gets wrapped up on episode 6.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna save that till the end because
John
honestly,
Walker,
other than
John Walker, I think will get wrapped up tomorrow.
yeah, yeah, or at least he'll be like out of power and kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
I think that um, uh, Sharon and the whole power broker thing, I think that's going to be kind of the big like the big reveal thing. Other than maybe this character that we're supposed to be getting. Maybe that's the only big thing is going to be Sharon being revealed as a power broker.
Like somebody said, Ralphette is her name. I think that would be a huge letdown. So I really hope that's not what it is. I hope it is somebody. So no, it's hard. The idea of, I will say the only thing that I think is a letdown of the series is that they may have put too many eggs in one basket for a 6-episode series. There's a lot of open endings that they put into the series that you have about 2 hours left to wrap up a lot of story.
Yeah.
What do you do with the first Black Captain America? What do you do with Sharon? What do you do with Zemo? What do you do with the Flag Smashers? What do you do? How do you get the shield into Sam's hands? Where does Bucky go from here? Does Sarah get to keep her boat? I mean, there's a whole lot of story here that you put in 4 episodes right now. It has not wrapped up at all. Plus, you also have to explain what's going to happen with Zemo. Is he going to get rearrested? Is he going to be out in the world? I'm hoping that in all honesty, I think the one problem that the MCU has is that they wrap up their villains too quickly. And
Yes.
Marvel, the whole point of Marvel and Marvel Comics is the idea that villains have a purpose. And I mean, like, they're not always supposed to get caught and locked up.
Right.
They're supposed to be dangerous. And if after every movie, oh well, they just get put out, they get put into jail, and okay, we need somebody else. It doesn't really seem that intimidating. I can watch that in Batman. So I would love the idea of these people becoming actual, real, powerful villains.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we had the big bads in the MCU. They don't last. Loki ended up becoming like half a hero and then kind of just disappearing and whatever. Like he was not a long lasting villain. Ultron was one and done. Thanos, was a real big bad, but he's gone. Even when you look at the other movies, like Red Skull, huge villain, one and done.
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket, done. I mean, what was Whiplash? I was just picturing Mickey Rourke's ugly face and terrible Russian accent.
The original Mandarin. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
it's you're not giving. They have to get around this idea that you have part of the reason why the villains are so fun in comics is that sometimes you're rooting for them also.
Right. I think they might be building towards that with Zemo though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what they need to do. You have a Doom character. Doom should never be, when he gets introduced into the MCU, he should never be a person who only appears in 1, 2, or 3 movies. He should always be out there messing around in multiple different universes, just causing havoc everywhere. It's like Kingpin.
Yeah.
Kingpin is a person that usually just deals with Daredevil. He also screws up the life of Spider-Man, and he's also caused problems for a multitude of people who live inside of New York. So you can't keep just locking everybody up. I think the perfect way to end this series for if Sharon is the power broker is this idea at the very end. You guys kind of screwed me over and made me who I am, and now you just have to deal with the consequences. I scratch your back and you scratch mine.
Right. Yeah. I hope that we see Sharon revealed as the power broker, and I hope that she's kind of in the wind. I hope Zemo is in the wind. I hope the Flag Smashers are in the wind. I hope that they leave these villains kind of out there so that, number one, we can hope for a season 2 of this show. And number 2, so that they can show up as villains in other places.
Yeah.
Zemo would be a perfect villain for the next phase of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And if they do introduce Doom, I mean, the two of them together are, they would be great.
Yeah, you can have, if you build these villains up well enough, you have the ability to also have villains fighting villains. So I mean, you know what I mean? It's like we get these kind of the villains that we get in the MCU. Although the MCU movies are really good, I've never had a complaint about an MCU movie. I do feel like the villains are kind of that's like are, they're an afterthought of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is the big bad, and the last 20 minutes we're going to spend on this person, but that's not really what this whole thing is about. And I think sometimes a lot of these characters they are so rich in story that you have to give them the time that they deserve.
Right. Yeah, especially when they get to Doom. I mean, Doom is they have to build Doom up for a long time, and they have to do more with him than just be like, oh, he's a big evil, dictator of his country or whatever.
I think that's the
Hopefully
best part about Disney Plus. That you have the ability to be able to put these kind of stories, maybe stories that would never do really well up on the big screen, but like the Dage Melage, whatever we kind of call them, I'm going to screw it up. Uh, even in the comics, they've been around in the comics forever, but they haven't really been given a lot of time in the books up until recently. You see how popular they are just from being in Black Panther, and then seeing them in Infinity Wars, and then seeing them in Endgame, and now seeing them what they can really do in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. People right now, there's buzz on them that they want to see more of this story. They want to see these ladies, like literally destroying people. The idea, like it's like the laughable part of her beating up the person who's supposed to be Captain America. I mean, this idea of this big macho American who's just coming to come in there and own everybody, and you got these ladies like, I mean, spinning circles literally around them. So like they deserve a story, I mean? And that's the best part about Disney Plus, and I think that that's the part that I enjoy so much about the series. The show's great. I enjoy Falcon. I enjoy Bucky. I enjoy a lot of the small characters that they're bringing in and giving them a lot more airtime, so you can be like, these are people I am going to be invested in.
Yes. Yeah, I hope that we see more of Carly going forward. I hope we see more of Zemo, a lot more of Zemo going forward. And I hope we see the development of Sharon and this kind of new life that she's become involved in going forward. Of course, Bucky and Sam are the stars of the show, but we kind of assume we're going to see them in later Avengers films. But I want to see them build up those other characters too.
Yeah, I think that this is the series. Like you already had the ability because of the amount of airtime that and Bucky, Sam and Bucky had on in the movies. This is the exact opposite of WandaVision. Wanda and Vision really didn't have a whole lot of screen time, so it's understandable that they were the focus of their series. You're giving them their whole story that you didn't get beforehand.
Right.
You already know these people's stories. And so you're focusing more on the side characters and building up their, every character in Marvel has a connective group that is singular to them. I mean, it's one good thing that Netflix did with their series. It was this idea that yes, Daredevil's here, and here are all the people that are associated with him, and you're going to get to learn everything about those people. Here's Luke Cage, and here's Misty Knight, and you learn all these characters that a lot of times a lot of people didn't focus a lot on these characters that are actually like very interesting with really good backstories. So
sure, yeah, and I'm hoping that we get kind of a jumping off point for all of these minor characters moving forward. We have 2 episodes to find out. In episode 5, is there one thing that you're hoping to see?
Wolverine.
Mephisto.
I want to see Madripoor again.
Yeah.
I really feel like it was a way too beautifully shot city that was kind of buzzed through real quick. So give me some action in Madripoor. Like a flight.
Yeah.
Flights aren't even that expensive nowadays, and you're flying on the government plane too.
I mean, Sam's got wings.
That's true. Just fly us over there.
Right.
Do you think they're battery powered or are they gas powered? I mean, how do they work? Science.
Nuclear reactor. Probably an arc reactor. Stark probably.
Oh, maybe
that. Yeah.
Makes a lot more sense.
Well, plus Sharon is there, so we should go back, right?
Yeah.
All right. My hope is that we get to see John Walker kind of get what's coming to him. That's my hope. I hope we see that.
Let's lock him up.
Yeah, smack him around a little bit. Make him, put him in Gen Pop.
Somebody is holding 2 pieces of bread against his face and calling him an idiot sandwich.
All they have to do is hold it like this, and they can smash his face up like that helmet does.
Yeah, and then be like, your proportions are better now.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see the episode. Are you guys excited to see the episode? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow us on social media at We Them Nerds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I think that's it from these nerds. Be good. Be good to each other. Later, nerds.
Be nerdy.